Welcome to Full Sail Live. I'm Josh Taylor. Cory Rahman is Hale University dealing with a rare condition that affects his breathing. As he looks towards his senior season at Southeastern University, Rahman was an all-state safety at his high school and led his team to a regional championship. Despite this challenge, Rahman keeps going hard, one step at a time. Cory Rahman is a defensive back at Southeastern University. The 20-year-old is from Orlando and went to Foundation Academy High School, where he became the Class 2A state leader in interceptions despite playing the game he loves with one lung.
I knew that I actually had the condition. I just thought I had asthma. Going through practice, kind of at some points having it hard to breathe at some times during practice. That was always normal for me.
And doctors found at age 12 that Rahman, despite an active athletic lifestyle, carried a rare pulmonary condition called a double aortic arch or vascular ring. It causes the aorta to wrap around Rahman's trachea and esophagus, causing heavy breathing on the field. Rahman focused on improving his conditioning to help with his breathing, but also stay on the field longer.
Parents and I really set the foundation with the coaching staff that if I say that I need a break, it's not because I don't want to work hard. It's because I am, gasping for air, that type of deal. Going through the season, actually, I felt like I was breathing a lot better, maybe because I trained pretty hard during the summer so that I wouldn't have to hold myself out. And that's kind of like what I did every summer, going into my year and senior year. I would train super hard to get myself into condition for the season so that I wouldn't have to hold myself out. But I had this condition, and they knew that if I asked them to give me a break, and they would do it, but I never actually had to do that because I prepared well enough to where I was in good enough shape to, be able to do everything that all the other kids were doing.
Rahman has a 52% pulmonary function in his lung. This makes breathing for him feel like breathing through a straw. But he did not let that stop him from playing. Despite having a 52% lung function of most athletes, Rahman and his coach both worked to find a way to keep him on the field and contribute.
Big plays. He managed it well. He was mature enough as a player to understand where he needed a break. But being at a smaller school, we had to rely on him a lot, but we had to manage his situation, and he more or less managed it, not us. I mean, he would tell us, hey, need 2 plays. Never would do it when we were on defense, but if he was on a special team, hey, coach, can we get someone in? He'd let me know, and then we'd get him watered down, and he'd catch his breath. I can't remember ever having to pull him from a game because of it. Maybe once or twice in the preseason when it was 905 degrees and he needed a breather, but the way he managed it made it very easy for our coaching staff. And, of course, we benefited from it. Our defense, it was very hard to throw on us with him back there. And I know Southeastern feels the same way.
Rahman built a great relationship with his coaches and earned a new nickname.
Came from Coach Lord, my head coach. And the reason for it was because when I would really exert myself, I would wheeze, kind of like somebody with asthma, because my trachea was so tight, so constricted, that it would come off as a wheezing sound when I would breathe really hard. So that's why, when I would breathe, for example, it'd be like kind of like Darth Vader would in the Star Wars movies. So that's why That's why they would call me that.
Raymond kept himself focused and didn't look for any shortcuts or excuses.
So growing up, my parents always taught me the value of hard work and dedication, and not to let something hold you back when in reality it does seem like a roadblock, but it's not something that can prevent you from achieving your goals.
Raymond is thankful to be alive, knowing that had the doctors not caught the diagnosis sooner when he was 12, it could have resulted in a different outcome.
Can't really find anybody else with the condition other than one kid who actually passed away. He played lacrosse in the area and he actually died on the field. I think it was asphyxiation. He couldn't breathe anymore. But he was a 16-year-old and he never got his problem fixed, and I did at 12. So maybe, I guess, if you could say that would be my source of motivation, is the fact that, they figured out what was wrong with me, and now I've been blessed with this second chance at life, essentially.
A second chance that Raymond is making the most of.
Cory was a leader right away. He was a leader in the weight room, leader with his peers and his players. Very talented athlete. Played him at safety, played some quarterback for us. One of the reasons we went to the regional championship, he's a fantastic player. And I know Southeastern, he started since his freshman year, and he has accolades all over for his performance there. He's got a can-do attitude, and he wants the ball in the big moments of the game.
Despite challenges, Raymond was willing to help his Fire football team in any way possible, and when his team needed him the most, he was ready.
Came home one day, and this was halfway through the season, and I was like talking to my mom and dad, just saying, I don't think I want to play football anymore, but like my parents said, if you start something, you need to finish it. And I said, yeah, you're right. And I felt the same way. So I finished the season, and it's kind of crazy. From that point on, ever since I said that, everything just started going up. It's kind of crazy because the guy who was playing weak safety at the time, during that week that I said that, he pulled his hamstring. The defensive coordinator came to me and said, we need you to play weak safety this upcoming week. And he said, basically, I had to learn a whole new position in 2 days and then play a game. And I ended up doing it and ended up playing pretty well. And then I ended up getting the starting job for the next week, and then the next week, and then the next week. And then I played in the playoff game, and it was just up from there.
Raymond looks ahead to his next challenge, but also looks at what's next after football.
I don't want to be naive and think that I'm going to the NFL and be disappointed. That's a dream of mine, but it's pretty far-fetched. But the CFL is more realistic for me, and we'll see if that can happen. However, after my football career is over, whenever that is, I'm looking at opening up a performance center, a gym basically for high school students, high school student athletes, specifically to train and get better and help them get to the next level.
I got guys that don't even know him, who didn't play with him, that know Cory Rahman. And I have a few players like that, but they know Cory Rahman. And the great thing is Cory will come back, work out in our sand pits and stuff during the off season, and he'll talk to our kids, which is awesome because his message is so strong. He's a great leader.
Cory Rahman has been successful on the field, and his goal for this upcoming season at Southeastern University is to bring an NAIA football national championship title to Lakeland. For Full Sail Live, I'm Josh Taylor.